Hello folks, how you doing? And welcome to our channel. So before I start, apologies, we're in a different location, a different way of filming. I'll be back to normal next week with all the overhead stuff, but I'm in Cornwall at the minute and you can hear a dishwasher in the background. This is an open plan property and the only time that I can film, so apologies. Let's get into it. So, definitely the whole of this video is going to be looking at different aspects of the US-UK state visit, which is happening now. I think it's getting wrapped up today. We're going to be looking at the overall energies of it now that it's happening and happened. We're going to be looking at just what happened between Catherine and Camilla. We'll come to that in a minute. We're going to be looking at Catherine and Trump, and we're going to be doing a read on Catherine and the state visit. So, if you like Catherine, buckle up. You might enjoy it. Okay, let's go for it. So, the overall energies of the state visit. Oops. I will be glad to get back to normal sized decks. I think if I go away again, I will be going away again, I think I'll bring a few more tarot decks, so a little bit bigger and easier to shuffle, because this is my usual personal travel deck. But anyway, overall energies of the US-UK state visit, please. Okay, Two of Pentacles, walking a tightrope. Many of them felt that they were walking a tightrope. Many felt as though they were out of balance. There's an element of kickback here. I know there's been protests, there's been all kinds of things. Pictures projected onto Windsor Castle, things put onto the long walk at Windsor Castle, a big picture of Trump and Epstein. It's been a balancing act. And it's been a balancing act for the people involved in it as well. There's been a lot of nervousness around it. Seven of Swords, strategy, trickery. Let's keep pulling. Closing down, the chance for deep healing, the chance for mending and healing. And walking away from emotions that no longer serve us. Betrayal, Ten of Swords, backstabbed. I will read these properly in a minute. The King of Wands, progress. The Queen of Cups, interesting. The Knight of Wands. Am I going to do a clarifier? Am I going to do 6 or 8? I'm going to do 8. The Queen of Pentacles. And the Bird and the Ten of Wands. Okay, we're possibly going to be touched on the Catherine and Camilla thing anyway, but I will genuinely read on that separately because I'm intrigued. So, it was always going to be a difficult thing. There was always going to be mixed emotions, mixed feelings about it. It was always going to be difficult for those that were going to be centre stage. But ultimately, the state visit, and I tuned into this yesterday when I was watching the King's statement at the state banquet. If you can open your heart to progression, evolution, ascension, and awakening, this state visit was a portal in many, many ways. Some of this I'm not going to be touching in this section. I want to talk about in the Catherine and Trump section. It was a chance to heal past betrayals. It was a chance for people to stand up and not look at themselves as victims. To not look at people as the labels that we have placed on them before. It was a wake-up call for Trump. It was a wake-up call for Charles. It was a wake-up call for all of them in their own way. The seriousness of where the world is, the seriousness of duty, position and power, and how we use the gifts that they have got, okay? Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. Now, we're going to go straight into Camilla and Diana. That's interesting. Camilla and Diana. I was going to say Camilla and Catherine, but anyway. Oh, that's interesting as well. I don't want to talk about things here that I'm going to be reading on in a bit. Let's just go with it. So, the rising of the divine feminine, and that was shown so very clearly with Catherine, Princess of Wales. The energy that Catherine, Princess of Wales holds. I mean, I didn't watch the whole thing, but the clips that I've seen, there was a bit where Trump said along the lines of, I'm not quoting him here, I think he's just paraphrasing, you look beautiful, you look very beautiful. I personally didn't get offended at that, but apparently some people have got offended. He shouldn't have told her she was beautiful. Oh my God. There is something that Catherine holds, and it was quite right to place her next to Trump. We know about Trump's wounding in relation to women. We don't need to revisit it and go over his old stuff. Catherine last night was holding a frequency of powerful healing and transformation. I think even Trump will have been shocked at the impact that Catherine had on him. And I think Catherine was awakening an energy within Trump that possibly he had suppressed, not being allowed to nurture, holding the chair out for, and then helping to push the chair in, saying that she's beautiful. He looked starstruck. Solidifying the feminine energies going forward, the role of women in healing the world, the role of women in politics, the role of women in being ambassadors, the choice and opportunity here to place our burdens down. I mean, I can sometimes get triggered by Trump, as many people can. I'm a human being. I do not apologise for it. But I actually found a glimmer of something in Trump last night or yesterday. And it was like, we've got to stop this labelling. He's a baddie, they're the goodies. We are all of it. Trump is all of it. Catherine is all of it. Camilla is all of it. Charles is all of it. We've got to place those burdens down. We've got to stop pointing the finger. And that may be triggering. If it is, good. Triggering is a portal for healing. Let's have an oracle card. So this is from the Woodland Wardens by Jessica Rue. And then I'm going to straight into what I want to look at because it's already coming up here. Trump's state visit. Bashfulness. And happiness. I think there's something going on with this state visit where it's hopefully been able to calm something down within Trump, to humble him a little bit, or a lot hopefully, to bring about change, to show him the bigger picture, to remind him of his own culture, of his own background, of his own ancestry. You know, Charles is very big for art, for community, for inclusivity. So hopefully that can help to bring that forward. And finding a balance that works for all. Finding a balance that works for all, where we're not going all the way to the right, or we're not going all the way to the left, because either side is actually not helpful for going forward. We have to find a way to bring in the best of both. So the best of the right and the best of the left, and help to alchemize that, to bring that back into alignment. So it's not out of alignment, it's balanced. So rereading the cards as well, because remember, cards have multiple messages in. This state visit was about doing that. Okay? Right, let's get into the bits that I want to look at. So, why am I reading on Catherine and Camilla? It was a strange thing. From the clips I've seen, apologies if it's wrong, or if I've got them out of sync. I don't mean to, I'm only human. So, Camilla, the Queen Camilla, Melania and Catherine are talking, and the lads are talking, the men are talking, okay? It appears from the clips that we've seen online, that at first or at some point the conversation was heavily between Melania and Catherine. And Camilla was looking put out, like she didn't know what to do with herself. Anyway. Then the next clip that I've seen this morning is basically where Camilla shoos Catherine away. And Catherine looks a bit like she doesn't even know what to do with herself then. Let's read on it. So, Catherine and Camilla, in that conversation with Melania, show me the energies between Catherine and Camilla. We don't need to read on Melania because she was just doing what the First Lady does. It was between Catherine and Camilla. Catherine and Camilla, Camilla and Catherine. What was going on? The energies between them both in that conversation. Right, yes, 5 of Wands, the battle. The battle to be seen, the battle to be heard. They're in a difficult position right now because I know many of you follow me as stepmothers or step-parents. So you're always in a difficult position when you are a step-parent. Would that have happened had the old queen been there? And it would have been a very different show had Diana been there, because I'm sure Diana would have wanted to include, she may not have done, because Diana could get face put out as well at times. But I'd like to think of the higher Diana would have encouraged Catherine and wanted to include Catherine and wanted to teach Catherine in that moment. So we've got 5 of Wands, there's a battle going on here, okay? 9 of Swords, mental conflict, nervousness, stress. That was interesting. When I held it up to the camera, it looked like CPB, as in Camilla Parker Bowles. But I know for a fact it's not, and I'll hold it closer. That's going weird. See what I mean about this little deck? It's actually not, it's a picture. So Camilla Parker Bowles, Queen Camilla, doesn't feel like a queen, never has done, is aware there's an inferiority complex within her. Let's keep pulling. Page of Swords. Oops. The Hanged Man. A block. This relationship does not flow. This relationship, there isn't a lot of compassion there. The Empress. The Tower. The Sun. Now, I'm going to read that as the Sun card, but I'm also going to read it as the Sun, as in the S-O-N, and the Empress as in Diana. I'm going to do 8 again. 3 of Swords, heartbreak, and Judgment, clearing. So they have a very difficult relationship. Catherine and Camilla are polite and civil to each other when they need to be. But ultimately, Catherine and Camilla, especially Catherine, because Catherine wasn't around, well, she was alive, but obviously not in the royal family back in the 80s and 90s. Catherine is caught up in these energies and caught in the middle of these energies. There is a need from both of them to be seen. Catherine does need to be seen because, as Catherine shows later in the day with Trump, she is a great stateswoman and she is vital, whether she's ready for it or not, to step in. And if they use Catherine wisely and don't burn her out, because I think she holds a frequency where she can burn out quite easily. And that could be one of the reasons why she does burn out and why she can't just hit the ground running all of the time. Because when you hold a certain frequency and you're bringing in codes and healing and wisdom and you're trying to show humanity to be a better version of itself, you can burn out. So she's going to be very different from Anne, who again brings in energy, or the old queen that, you know, they could really put the work in and the hours in. She's going to have periods, is Catherine, where she has to have recuperation. This isn't to do with illness, this is to do with energy. Of course the illness is there, whatever is going on there with her health. Let's not make it about the cancer, let's make it about energy, okay? Also as well, what it is also a representation of is what many women are feeling now, what many older women can feel when they've not healed that aspect of them, when they're not ready to pass the baton, when they're not ready to teach and guide the next generation, when they feel threatened by the next generation. Rather than Camilla stood there thinking, actually, one day, and possibly a lot sooner than we thought, Catherine is going to have to step forward and steer this family in the right direction. She goes into fear. Rather than understanding and being sovereign in who she is and what she brings to the table, Camilla, she goes into inferiority complex. Also as well, she's tall, she's slim, she's got the old sapphire ring on. She's given birth to the Windsor Mountbattens and Spencer. They've got Spencer blood in them. So there's all of that. There's this threat energy. Because because Elizabeth II's not there, and because Diana's not there, and because Anne is very busy, Catherine in the royal family physically doesn't have that old matriarchal energy there that can guide her and teach her, but she has them energetically there. Okay, let's just pull in oracle card each for them. No, not in for them both, and then we're going to read on each of them. So for both. Okay, get upside down. Oh, the deck is upside down. Fair enough. That's interesting. It's the rooster. Communication, both wanting to be seen. Is it cockerels or I don't know. When I saw it, in my mind, I saw the little cockerels that want to be seen, that want to be, show off. Not judging either for that. But this is the energy of wanting to be seen. Communication and an ending the cycles of life. Let's do individual now. We'll do Camilla first, the Queen. So how was Camilla in this situation with Catherine? How was Camilla? What was Camilla's energies like? How was she feeling? Let's have a look. Camilla, Queen Camilla. Defensive, holding on to her position and power. High Priestess, wanting to be the High Priestess, the Queen, wanting her title and her privilege. Illusion, Queen of Cups, the Diana energy. And the boundaries and putting brick walls up. She felt threatened. She felt threatened by these tall, slim, beautiful, confident women, attractive women, powerful women. I actually think Melania is powerful in her own way, that were bonding and coming together. The Knight of Wands, Page of Swords, and battle. So Camilla is coming in with angsty energy, angry energy, battle energy, wanting to show her position, feeling threatened, feeling undervalued, wanting to have her peace, wanting to have her say. Let's just have a clarify for that Queen of Cups. Yeah, out in the cold, and they're the three of us. So yes, I am right. Diana, Queen of Cups, Queen of Hearts, the out in the cold energy. Do you know, it'd be interesting to have a deep dive on Camilla. Have we done a deep dive on Camilla? I don't know. But the three of us in this marriage, being the third wheel. Camilla struggling to balance her shadow, inferiority complex. Feeling threatened. Let's do an oracle card for it, and then we'll go on to Catherine. Camilla. Sorry about the lighting as well in here. Oops, got it upside down again. That's interesting. Do you know, I don't know what's going on with this deck. Some of it's upside down and some of it's not. Anyway, the card has come out upside down, independence. Again, with the High Priestess, if we don't channel our inner High Priestess and our independence correctly, we can become needy, we can become aggressive, we can become threatened, like a cat that comes out like that. That's why I get freaked with cats. Do you know what I mean? Type energy towards Catherine. Sit down, Camilla. Get used to it. Catherine. So, Catherine, Princess of Wales. Catherine, oops, okay. Catherine, that's interesting. 2 cards flipped out and it's the 2 of Cups, balance and creation. Okay. Catherine, Princess of Wales. Her energy in this thing with Camilla. Catherine. Princess Catherine. I wish people would stop calling her Princess Kate. Or Kate, Princess of Wales. I've always told people to just back off when people call her Kate Middleton or Kate, Princess of Wales. But I'm getting triggered now with it. Princess Kate. I know it took me a while to get used to Kate Middleton. But come on. Kate, Princess Kate. Anyway, that's a shadow moment coming out. Catherine. Show me her energy in this. Okay, interesting. We've got 10 of Pentacles at the bottom, hierarchy, position, power. You know, Camilla is an ex-queen in a past life, but we've got, you know, Catherine of Aragon, Catherine Parr, etc. 7 of Swords, strategy, trickery, deceit. Okay. 2 of Wands, vision. 4 of Wands, celebration. Knight of Cups, the wish. Page of Pentacles, the new. 9 of Pentacles, has it in the bag. I'll do 8. The family, happy ever after, the one that's going to go forward with this. The Crossroads, 2 of Swords. And Temperance. There possibly was a little bit of Catherine, because she's human, you know, that enjoyed being with Melania and enjoyed having the centre stage away from Camilla. Don't forget, Camilla is her husband's stepmother that's caused a lot of pain in the family. So there possibly was a bit of, you know, energy in there because she's human. But regardless of that, it's a woman that is the future. You know, she's the one that's going to carry the codes forward, the ancestral codes. She's going to be part of the ancestral healing for the bloodline. She's also going to be part of the divine feminine healing. She has it in the bag. She's a born queen. She's got many lifetimes as being a queen. She has the wish. She's the mother to the heir. She's the mother to the... What are they saying that? Oh, God. Obviously, George, Prince of Wales, and Charlotte will be Princess Royal. But they said that rather than being Duke of York, he could be Duke of Clarence or something. It was a different title, one that we don't... Oh no, Duke of Edinburgh. I read the other day that they could, you know, rather make him Duke of York, because that is a bit of a stained title now. They could make Louis, in time to come, obviously, Duke of Edinburgh. So she's a powerful woman. She's holding and wearing the jewellery of a powerful woman. She's going to be a powerful queen going forward. She's got it in the bag. There's nothing really we can say here. And this is for Camilla to make peace with that. So if this was a one-on-one between me and Camilla, I'd be saying you've got to own your role in all of this. You've got to be just thankful that you're there. You've got to try to bring in kindness and compassion, understanding. And you've got to understand as a woman, as we're getting older, that the next generation is going to come in. And it's about guiding, not feeling fearful or threatened, but guiding and nurturing, just as the late Queen would have done. Okay, let's do a card for Catherine. I did say to Gary this would be no longer than 40 minutes, but here we go. Catherine. She's got it upside down. This deck's doing my head in. Hope. Stepping into her hope. You know, the snowdrops come out in winter. after the coldness, after the bare, barren trees. And we have hope. She is the hope. And devotion. Coming forward, devotion. Hope and devotion. Okay, so Trump and Catherine Princess of Wales, Catherine Princess of Wales and Trump. I found this really interesting. And I really do think that she is helping to, without knowing it, to bring some healing. So let's look at the energies between Catherine and Trump. Catherine, President Trump, Catherine, Princess of Wales, President Trump, state visit. Ooh, okay, a victory, okay, we'll take that. That's interesting, but you can't see it because of the angle, everything, but I dropped the deck, I usually drop a deck. Queen of Pentacles, helping to bring something into alignment. So basically, when you're sat next to someone, your frequency affects people. So if you're in a real mood and you go into a room, we've all been there, haven't we? Somebody comes into the room and they're in a mood or they're depressed or whatever, it brings you down. Likewise, when someone comes in and they're vibrant, it can pick you up. So she is sat next to a man that has much shadow going on, many demons he's having to face. Represents the old patriarchal energies, but Catherine is sat there, gold, dressed in gold, glittering. But this isn't just about what she's wearing, although gold is a very powerful colour. This is about the frequency and the impact that she's having on Trump. We could even find ourselves in that moment with her sat there, actually collapsing some quite dense timelines that we could have been facing. Yeah? Catherine, Trump, Trump, Catherine, Catherine, Princess of Wales, President Trump. Energies between, okay. That's interesting. The Two of Cups is, oh God, everything's fallen. You're going to have to cut this out, Gary. So, the reason why you've seen it clipped out is because I threw the cards on the floor again. Ace of Cups, Queen of Swords. Ten of Pentacles. Nine of Cups at the bottom. The Magician. Six of Pentacles, balance. The Page of Cups. The King of Wands. The Four of Cups, an opportunity, I swear to God I saw it. The cards are confirming it. Catherine held something in her frequency yesterday that hopefully can have an impact on Trump. And again, it's always up to him. Excuse me, it's always up to him and his higher self of where he wants to go. But it can be victorious. It can be victorious for the world. It can help him to step more into his heart-centered consciousness, to cut through and actually realise what he does want as a president and the power that he does hold as a person, because he's another person that holds power whether you like him or not. He has a presence, which is why he has got to where he has. He can go either way, can Trump. He can be a force for good or a force for bad. He has to alchemize it properly. If he doesn't learn, and that's possibly one of the things he's come here to learn how to, well, we've all come here to learn how to alchemize it, but he's doing it on the world stage. Bringing in ancient wisdom and ancient magic. Heart opening. Teaching him kindness. Teaching him humility, reminding him of the young lad that is within him and how he can go into his wish zone as a king of wands and go forward. But ultimately, it rests with Trump. So hopefully, we can wish that in for him and for the world and for the United States of America. So, let's pull a card from this deck. This deck I've not used just yet. Ancient Stones, Rebecca Campbell. Catherine and Trump. Catherine and Trump. Returning. spiral journey, growth, renewal, healed. She's known him in past lives, Roman past lives. He's loved her, you know, before in past lives. He's always been in awe of her. She's been his wife in previous incarnations. She's been his mistress in previous incarnations. She's been his teacher in previous... I actually think that he will have been blown. That sounded rude. Not like that. Any sugars coming on and taking my words out of perspective. It will have blown him away. The volcano. Relationships. Express. Don't stagnate. Right. I'm just going to do, because I am conscious of time and bandwidth of internet. We've got Wall Street Cornwall. Cards for Catherine, how she felt and her power with Trump. Death and rebirth, finding her voice. She is aware. The fact that we've got a window cleaner coming in. Okay. 3 of Swords energy. That I'm not walking around in my bra and knickers. Claire. She's aware of who he is. So there is going to be an energy out there of how could she let herself sit next to him? How could she do this? Because she's a real woman. Because she's not going to walk around in fear. Because she knows her worth. She's not afraid to walk into a room and show up. She's not afraid to look a dragon in the face. That's how she's going to do it. Oh, I got passionate there. But you know what I mean? She's not going to scurry off. Okay? She's going to face him because she's a real queen. And that's what queens do. She's aware of who he is, of what he's involved in. But she's a queen. Temperance. She also learned from the late Queen. And 10 of Cups. She's not cold and callous. She's not going to fight fire with fire. If she does use fire, it's going to be transmutational fire. God, I'm in love with Catherine today. Shh, Claire. But you know what I mean? Just reading the energies. Trump. Trump. 3 cards for Trump. 3 cards for Trump. Illusion, unsure, blown away. The moon, internal world comes up. The Fool, the leap of faith. Is he going to take a leap of faith? And the Queen of Cups, an opportunity for healing and heart opening, an opportunity to step into kindness. So it's almost like, whoa, I've never physically come across a woman in this current incarnation quite like this, or this frequency, or this vibe, or this energy, whatever you want to call it. You could see it in him. You could see it was a bit like, oh my God, let's have hope here. So let's have a card for Trump, personally, and then for Catherine. Trump, Trump, Trump. See the beauty. Gratitude, the sacred is everywhere. Can you also see that this is like the vaginal opening? And also being able to see that women are not somebody that you mess with, that you use and abuse, that women should be treated with respect. Interesting. Not forgotten. Messages from spirit, unbroken connection. Like I said, they've been together in previous incarnations. Catherine, Catherine, Catherine. Whoa. She's got the same card. See the beauty, gratitude, sacred is everywhere, divine feminine healing, and returning. Spiral journey, continuous incarnations, continuous energy, growth, renewal, and healed. It's why many people don't like Catherine, is because they're afraid of her light. They're afraid of what she's reflecting back to them. Right. That's the video. No, it's not. I want to do, I know, I'm aware, again, I apologise. It's not going to be a longer one like I usually do at home. But just 3 cards for Catherine in all of this, please. card that's flipped out. What we've got here. The Hanged Man. Betrayal. Two of Pentacles at the bottom. And Ace of Swords to cut through the bullshit, to take us forward. Truth. To remind us of what matters, to bring us all back into alignment if you choose the healing. For us to be able to start seeing people from a different perspective. Many people will refuse to. They'll still choose to see Trump as Trump. They'll still refuse to stay in their narrative because that's where they're comfortable. If you're ready to be uncomfortable, if you're ready for growth, you will be embracing these energies. And don't forget, we're at eclipse corridor as well, and we're heading towards new moon and solar eclipse. So this is a powerful time. Let's get a, knocking decks over. Catherine in all of this, with the state visit, Catherine. God. Okay, so loads of cards have dropped out. I can't read. Could I read them all? I'll just tell you what they are. Okay, the gateway, open doors, opportunities, and right timing. Her time is now. And again, it comes back down to that energy of not burning yourself out. So we can learn something from that. Steady, 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 gradual growth. The Kaliach, elder, teacher, wise one, experience. Maiden, mother, crown. And pave your way, leadership, courage, forge, don't follow. So she hasn't come in and said, I'm going to hit the ground running, I'm going to do this, I'm going to burn myself out, I'm going to do it my way, I'm going to rest, recuperate, I'm going to do pregnancy my way, I'm going to do marriage my way, I'm going to do Duchess of Cambridge my way, Princess of Wales my way, I'm going to do motherhood, illness my way. And maybe we can all, learn something from that. Also as well, the Giant's Causeway. They say it's also in Scotland and a bridge. She's a bridge energy. Interesting to read the bottom card. The Guardian Stone, awakening, progress and intuition for those that are ready. Thank you all for watching this video. We'll go into world news, which is a playlist on here, so you can go back there and watch and catch up. This video will also go into CT's Royal Tarot, which you can catch up on. Before I go, remember the next group healing is the 13th and 14th, I think, of October, and it's about healing after abuse. The details of that are in the comment section and the pinned comment below. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.